So I was thinking about negativity, sorrow, and accepting sorrow, giving sorrow, feeling sorrow, sadness, depression, whatever. I was seeing like my virtue of love was like a very tiny, um, do you remember those little creatures they had in Avatar that would like float around the flowers, very subtle? So it was something like that, that this virtue of love, feeling of love looked like that. I was dancing happily and freely. I guess it was like golden age, or because even the animals have love in golden age. And then like the sky started to darken. I guess that represented like the sorrow and pain, fear. And the the little insect and even the flowers around it that it was buzzing around, they started to wither and die. It's kind of like I was this detachment over watching the life in my feeling capacity to love um, shrivel, wither, and die. I had to be detached to see stuff like that, and it wasn't nice. And and then I understood that's what we do to ourselves when we take sorrow, give sorrow, hold in guilt, fear, suppress negativity. It's like strangling this beautiful creature, being of love inside until it never wants to come out ever again. So, and then once that happens, you have to live in fear forever. From that moment on, you have to live in fear. Can't trust anyone, can't have faith in anything. You feel so ashamed, you run away from God. It was really quite interesting to see that whole process, the effect of negativity on the beautiful being of love that you used to be. So really think carefully. Are your feelings elevated? Are they pure like the Father's? Are you feeling love? If not, that being is still slowly dying inside. It was really, well, I don't want to say sad, but it was kind of sad. Like I was watching the journey of what happened to me through the cycle, and how you become so bitter and angry and vengeful and aggressive and defensive and take sorrow from everything. It's like you program yourself to do that. And the beautiful soul can't be seen because it's hiding under these thick layers of deep sadness and fear. It's almost like you've become so that suffering has become so normal. We just started doing it to ourselves, right? I mean, remember that whatever goes on outside of you, the experience you're having of it is what's inside of you, right? And so again, what's happened to your feelings? Bobby gave that Murray yesterday. What's happened to your self-respect? That you let these feelings overrun, overwhelm your mind. You have a mind. You have an intellect. You can decide. Take sorrow, don't take sorrow. Laugh or cry. And if it becomes chronic, that you're so habituated to giving yourself sorrow, many of you know this from experience. It becomes chronic. You you end up feeling, because the habit's so strong, that due to whatever you're not being honest about, hiding, weaknesses you're not facing, you end up believing, which is really dangerous, that you only deserve to suffer. Now it's kind of like suffering and fear has become your religion. It's like the counterbalance for the suffering, fear, bitterness, resentful, mistrust is the counterbalance for accepting sorrow and forgetting to love. Mhm. It is your first and foremost responsibility to be happy, stable, which means you have to practice, learn over and over again if you have to control your feelings. Right. Or you live in this worst time of all times, the Iron Age. So rough, so aggressive, so harsh, like a touch me not. You can't handle anything. You should go and see inside yourselves where that's coming from. What made you take sorrow from whatever situation? What makes you take sorrow from the same people over and over again? What makes you invent taking sorrow? What makes you repeat, repeat, repeat? Accept sorrow, feel bad, repeat, and give sorrow. You can't accept it and not give it. In the very least, it's passive aggressive to suffer. Why?
Because you're forcing other people to pay attention.
You're forcing other people to feel your anger. Not anger towards them necessarily, although it could be. Anger towards yourself for what you've become. You allowed yourself to become this. And so no one can be around you without walking on glass. You've made yourself so delicate. Right? I've said this many, many times. Whether someone intended you sorrow or did not intend you sorrow, remember that's what the forgiveness exercise is. If you're still Brahmins and you're still doing this pattern, hiding your sorrow, putting on a facade, if you're still doing that, one, you're killing your feeling of love and obviously self-respect, but you're building this wall between you and Baba. And at the root of it is not using your virtue of courage to become honest about why you feel the way you feel about yourself. You just close your eyes. And then it's got to keep happening and happening because of why? What's karma? What's karma telling us? Things repeat over and over again. Why?
You haven't dealt with the sorrow or the pain inside.
You haven't looked at it. You haven't faced it. You haven't done anything about it. And years could go by. And the only two ways you cope with it, because you don't want to hurt people, and you keep moving, running, moving, can't stabilize in one place, and you push everybody away. Why do you push everybody away?
You don't want to get hurt.
Don't want to be hurt. and you don't want to see the hurt that you're hiding. Well, what are you supposed to be doing in Raj Yoga? You could take sorrow from anything. Anybody, intentionally or unintentionally, could give you sorrow. Because you're looking at whatever the scene is through the eyes of your past feelings. Oh, I know what that is. You're trying to, hurt me, disrespect me, manipulate me, whatever. And then you develop coping mechanisms for that. But your feelings become so fragile, which is really about practicing how to control them. Control them doesn't just mean suppress. That's what you've convinced yourself. Oh, okay, I'm not going to feel sorrow. I'm not going to feel sorrow. That's not control. Control is taking responsibility for choosing what you're going to feel at any second. That's control. Whatever's going on, I choose to stay happy. Whatever's going on, I choose to remember Baba. Whatever's going on, I choose not to accept sorrow. Whatever's going on, regardless of what you think the intention is. I choose to stay in my self-respect. That's what that powerful Murli was yesterday. Were you able to stay in your self-respect? All of you yesterday. How many times did you even think about the topic? This is why Baba says he tells us all the answers. And you go at the moment you're experiencing it. You feel great when you experience it. You have clarity, makes so much sense. I understand. And then you go right back to those feelings, which ultimately is at the root of your behavior patterns. So you meditate for the purpose of practicing over and over again to become detached from those feelings, not your pure feelings. You don't need to be detached from those. But are you making the effort to overpower, overcome, transform your habit of creating impure feelings in your own mind? And if you think magically you can just sit in Raj Yoga day after day, year after year, and that's just going to happen one day, what a second of realization, it can't happen. Because that second of realization is the end result of accumulating the power of pure thoughts and feelings inside yourself. And so finally, you don't create any more of the other kind. So it should be increasing every day, your capacity to generate pure feelings. And of course, one moment of creating negative, ugly, sad, scared feelings crashes down your card house of pure feelings. And you fall all the way down to the ground. From the poison that you're hiding inside yourself. It's poison, those feelings. Those memories are poison. Raj Yoga is making the effort to come out of those memories. And that has to look like something every single day. It's got to look stronger, more positive, more power, more control, more giving, less taking. Years go by. Pay attention. You know what Baba's saying, and you know why it was your fortune to be born as a Brahmin, to recognize Baba. Do you remember that? It's like that song Sheena Ben singing, remember who you are. Do you remember who you are? How easily do you forget who you are? Sweet children, the greatest virtue of all is the virtue of peace. Therefore, speak peacefully and stop
creating peacelessness.
spreading peacelessness. You think, what's that mean to spread peacelessness? Well, obviously, don't follow Srimat, you're spreading peacelessness. Don't feel pure feelings whilst doing action, you're spreading peacelessness. Selfish mode of inaction is spreading peacelessness. Walking around in fear, you're spreading peacelessness. Mhm. Walking around feeling unworthy, you're spreading peacelessness. Mhm. Peace is connected to all of your pure feelings. It's like the foundation. There can't be any pure feelings without a foundation of inner peace. There's no inner peace if you don't let go of the painful stuff from your past that is disturbing your peace tremendously. And that's what you're facing when you're trying to stay stable and peaceful when your sanskaras get set off.
Sedaki